Hi everyone and welcome back to the channel. Well, as promised, I'm out today with the all new DJI Flip. No, you're not seeing anything. This is what the drone looks like when it's folded up. There's been quite a lot of videos out there already. I thought I'd do my own endurance test here at Fpvdrone Woods in Huddersfield. Lots of obstacles. It's a beautiful place to try out the drone as well. Interesting if there's any dog walkers, see how the dogs react to it. If you remember my video with the DJI Neo, they seem to ignore it, and this is supposed to be a similar tone but slightly quieter or whatever, but we'll see how it fares anyway. So I'm just going to use it on its own. These retail for $369 with a controller, but I didn't bring the controller with me today because it's more about how it can follow me around on one full battery. I do remember the Neo video where the drone lasted approximately 12 minutes or so, so let's see if it does the expected anything up to around about the half an hour mark. That'd be fantastic, but I'm expecting at least 20 minutes out of this at least anyway. So I will switch the drone on. I've got the app, DJI Fly app, open at the moment, and all you do to turn this drone on is literally open up the propellers, which feels really strange when you do it for the first time, but that is how it turns on, believe it or not. So there we go. Be interesting to see how this obstacle avoidance works with the infrareds on the front. It's going to have its work cut out today. I do remember the Neo performing quite well to say it doesn't have any sensors, so it'll be interesting for a comparison's sake. So I'm just joining it on the app. If you do get one of these, there is an update to do. So it said minor improvements, so I don't know what that's actually done yet because this is the first time out with the drone. So it'll be interesting to see. So I've now got it on here, and let's go. So I'm going to just do the follow me. I'm doing really well here with to say that I've not got my glasses on. So here we go. 3, 2, 1. So one full battery. You can see it's following me on the app. I don't know if you can see that. Let's go. Now I've not changed any of the settings. This is all automatic. So it's straight out of the box other than the update. So even the height settings and everything is as it was. So it'd be interesting to see. Now, I do wish that they had brought it out without a controller at launch, because you end up getting a collection of drone controllers and you only want to bring one out with you, or perhaps two at a push, and not have like 5 different controllers for each and every drone. Hopefully I do more than just sounding like a Darth Vader breathing heavy up here. But it is a beautiful woods. It runs alongside Huddersfield golf course, which is really nice. So hopefully I don't put anybody off their stroke. Now it's quite open at the moment, so it's not really putting it through its paces just yet, but it does get thicker as we travel on through. Now with the DJI Neo, I did give it a helping hand a little bit, because I thought, well, if I can walk through an area, then the drone technically should be able to follow as well. But there are the odd small branches and so forth. There's a big drop down here. I'd happily walk down, but unhappily walk back up. But it's really nice and very popular with dog walkers. It's such a pretty woods because it's just right next to the area of Fpvdrone, so if anybody lives around here, they've got a beautiful walk so close to their houses. It's going to get a bit flatter up here, so I'll be a bit happier. Well, I don't have to keep looking back this time, because I'm just going to go by the sound of the drone, and if it sounds like it's not struggling and it sounds normal, plus I'm going to see on the app that it's still following me, I think what I'll do is I've got a choice of going that way or that way. We'll turn right and we'll come back that way. So I'm walking at a leisurely pace, and so far so good. Now unfortunately I don't have a quad bike or mountain bike, which would probably really put it through its paces. So I'm probably letting it off the hook at the moment. Some really interesting looking trees, can't you see? I've covered that tree before with my drone, and I really had to keep my eyes peeled and make sure it avoided. So I'm trying to walk in a way to lead the drone, as though you're leading a child, and not taking them anywhere that's going to put it in any harm although at some points later on there's not much choice, unfortunately. As you can see, it'll start to get much thicker. Now, for those of you that's followed my channel for a long time, you'll notice that originally I started to just do pure drone videos, and it seems to have expanded over the course of the last couple of years with a bit more variety. I think it was me that just wanted a wider audience and not just pure drone enthusiasts to enjoy the channel. So I've tried to cover different events and things like that. So I have been contemplating changing the name from Fly With Me. So it'd be interesting to hear your thoughts in the comments, because perhaps change it to something a little bit more generic. Now this is going to be an interesting one. I'm walking a little bit slower, again going back to leading the child, and we'll see how it does. Now this is going to be an interesting one, because that overhang could potentially catch it out. I can hear it, yeah, it's still behind me. I had to check then on the screen of the app, but so far so good. I can speed up a bit now, it's a bit more open. It does get a lot worse than this, by the way. So to my right we've got Huddersfield Golf Course, and as we go further up through the woodland, you'll probably in the distance be able to see Fpvdrone Hall, which is now the golf club for Huddersfield Golf Club. And so it's a beautiful building, and I have done a video of that building before. They kindly let me do that, and yeah, stunning. Now this is the one that I'm concerned about, so I'm going to walk straight through the gap and we'll soon find out if it's going to make it or not. I'm cringing at the thought, but so far good. Now, there is a dog walker there, so it'll be interesting to see how it fares with the dogs. I'll just wait until they pass and then hopefully not cause a disturbance for them. But I'm going to walk through this in a certain way so that it might not get caught, because I don't want to annoy the dogs. Is it going to do it? Hopefully. The dogs have passed now, so let's see how it goes. So as close as that. So far so good. Another one I'm a bit worried about. Now at the moment, with the current firmware, the obstacle avoidance doesn't have the option to avoid, it just simply brakes. On the Mini Pro series and other drones, you can either click brake, stop, or alter direction. But again, you're at risk slightly because of the fact that it's not got side sensors or anything. So again, I'm leading the way a little bit, and hopefully I'm going the correct way. I think I am. It all looks the same. So yeah, so going back to the channel name, be interested to know your thoughts. I'm kind of in two minds, but my gut's telling me to do that and keep it more generic. I do have a name in mind which I won't give away, but let me know. I mean, if you all want me to keep the name Fly With Me, and you're happy for me to keep doing the variety, and then wherever possible use a drone in the footage, which I tend to do, apart from the odd occasion where it's just not safe to do so, then I will stick with the Fly With Me. But it's interesting to know. So here you go. I'm going to speed up a little bit. It gets a little bit more intense for the drone shortly. Some fantastic wildlife probably through here. Wonder what other, I bet there's probably badgers and squirrels and lots of birds and everything. And we're just starting to get the sight of the Huddersfield Fpvdrone Hall now. Every time I go past anything, these are a bit treacherous. Every time I go past anything, I'm listening out for it to make that almighty crunch sound or something. But if it does land on the floor, it should still be in one piece, because of the fact it's got those fabulous propeller guards that are built in, so it's one accessory you don't have to buy, I suppose. Although if I do start using this drone for some decent shots, I may obtain some ND filters. So I'm just going to deviate from the path slightly in a second. we're going to be going on up the hill. Me and hills, yes, things I do for followers and likes and subscribers. But it's been good. I need the exercise, so let's have a little look at this. So where do I go? I'll just go down here, and if I walk towards the hall, you'll just see the edges of it through those trees, and it is absolutely beautiful. Now the wind's picking up now, I can hear the propellers, and it's still doing it, so that's pretty good. And there's Fpvdrone Hall in the background. Now when you do get a drone, you'll suddenly become interested in history of all the places that you get to film at. And I looked into this place, and believe it or not, it was used on one of the episodes of Last of the Summer Wine, and they portrayed it as a hotel, and they were all sat out in the deck chairs with Foggy and Compo. I don't think I'm going to go through that one. That looks pretty low down, so I'll go up this way. Although perhaps in a future one I might try that, but this is still, oops, it's hit something. It's hit something. There we go, first mishap. Now the drone is upside down, so if I pick it up, I won't dust it off or anything at the moment. So what I'll do is get it back up in the air. I didn't think that was actually that severe. It's not very high up, is it? Come on. Anyway, let's go. So I'm going to avoid that. We know it's going to hit that. Like I said, I've not changed any of the settings, and I believe by default it's set to brake, or at least the obstacle avoidance on. Now I will check after filming, and I might have done all this footage without the obstacle avoidance on, but I'm assuming it's on. And I don't want to stop the recording because it'd be interesting to see just how far we can go with a single battery. So it's getting a bit more condensed here, so I am going to walk in a way to lead it. Now pretend that you're driving a HGV wagon, because it would have to take a wide berth around it, so you don't take sharp turnings around trees. But yeah, it's not quite come far enough yet. There we go, I've led it, and it should avoid that tree now. But you shouldn't have to do that. But perhaps in the settings, if I set it a little bit closer to me, that'd help an awful lot. Well, I'm getting my steps in today. So here we go. Straight down the middle. No reason why it wouldn't make it up here. And I thought I had the counter on here for how long it's been recording, but because of that accident, it's not a continuous recording on the drone, which is a shame. But sorry for all the heavy breathing. We shall keep going. Last time I came up here, there was loads of squirrels. Now you can hear the drone, just like any other drone, but it isn't quite as high a pitch as the Djineo. Slightly noisier than the Mini 3 and the Mini 4 Pro. Did you watch what I did then? Taking a wide berth again, just to make sure that it avoids it as easily as possible. Wow. I've got a really nice view of Fpvdrone Hall there. So I'll come out into the open. Hopefully the drone's going to make this. And if I now walk here, you should get a much nicer shot of Fpvdrone Hall in the background. Beautiful place. And if you like golf, it's probably a really good club to join. So, my favourite part, downhill. Oh dear. So if you've got any comments to make, please put them in the box below. And if you'd like to see more footage like this, please let me know as well. It'd be great to see you as a subscriber if you're not. And if you're not a subscriber, that's fine. Really interesting looking trees around here, but at least give us a like if you can't be bothered to subscribe. I won't certainly ever ask people to pay any fees or out like that. I do all this for free, and to those of you that's bought me a coffee or something in the past using the buy me a coffee button. I'd like to say a massive thank you, because it does go towards breakfasts and things like that. Now looking down there, it's blocked off and it's probably just the edge of some of the land. These are the trees that I flew through. Don't know if you can see it, but they're perfect for practicing with a drone, maybe even FPV or something, because you've got this drop through the middle, and that's a really tempting tree to fly forwards and backwards through with a drone. So we'll head this way and off we go. We've been quite lucky so far actually. I thought we'd see more, but so far so good. The track leads that way, so that's that lovely housing estate there where they just simply walk from the urban environment and suddenly they're surrounded by this, which is stunning. And it's only about a 5 to 10 minute drive away from where I live anyway, and I'll try and do some zigzags, see how it goes, see if it loses me. I'm not putting it through its paces completely, but you'd think it should easily do this, and I'm not doing anything ridiculous with it, so it should get through this. So far so good. Just wait a second because there's a dog walker there. I don't want to, although to be honest with you, the dog's more interested in enjoying itself in the woods. So here goes. Not breathing quite as heavy now because it's flat. Oh dear. I do need the exercise. I don't know about you, but I put on a few pounds over the festive period, but I hope you all had a good one, and I'm sure you did. Three guesses as to what you think I got for Christmas. All drone related items. We'll just wait a second. There's that dog again. So I'm trying to be as quiet as I can without affecting the dogs. There we go. Don't know if they're going to go in the same direction as we're going to go. It doesn't look like it. So far so good. So I'm going to have fun doing the lip sync later on with this edit, aren't I? Anyway, come on. In fact, I just realised this is completely cheating. You lot get to sit at home and follow me while sat down. That's not a good swap, is it? It's not fair. Oh dear. Just having a joke. I'm sure you'd want to come out with me if you could. And I'll probably do some more invites where people can come out and join me if you're up for doing some exercise and going to some nice places. I did enjoy going out with Julian around Brighouse and the canals, and also the main feature of the day was that Wetherspoon's breakfast. I've kept in touch with Julian, and so yeah, I'll probably get back out with him as well. So I'm going to be careful through here because this is quite a tight gap, but let's see what it does. I'm cringing and listening to what it's going to do. These are really low, so let's have a look and see how it fares. This is going to be a real test. Can't tell what it's doing. I can only hear it. Now I could go down that way, but there is a more interesting way up here, so I think I'm going to go up here. And it's a stunning shot, probably very popular with photographers, and you'll see what I mean in a second. And there's another public footpath there, back onto that estate where people live. Absolutely fantastic living so close to this. It really is. So it's getting a bit more congested tree wise. I'll tell you what, it's really cold today, and when you're walking through trees or woods, it's a different temperature. It's almost like the trees absorb some of the cold. I might be completely making that up, but it just doesn't feel as cold in this area as it does where there's less trees. So not sure if you can see that. Let's have a look. but straight down, what a great shot if you had the right lens. I heard a slight deviance then with that drone. Now I can see some dog walkers there, so I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to move out of their way a second whilst they get past, and I'll come back this way. So again, another little test for the drone. So I'll go this way and I'll get out of the way of those dog walkers, and things don't always go to plan when it's a continuous recording, apart from the blip obviously when it crashed. An uncontrolled landing, I think, is the more accurate statement actually. An uncontrolled landing. So I'll go back this way and we'll cut through once the dog walkers and dog owners have passed. But again, it's all part of that endurance test because I'm still on the same battery, and it does feel like I'm getting far better drone flight value from this battery, but the Neo's tiny, so it's to be expected to only get about 12 minutes out of that, and it's such a clever little drone. I keep talking about that Neo because it's so impressed me an awful lot, and I wish that DJI would have perhaps, instead of charging £169, not dollars, I think they're $199, I just wish they'd have charged perhaps $199, or even maybe a push $229, and put a much better camera on it, because everything that I've seen and read, people love it, but the camera could be that little bit better. Although it's not terrible, it's just you can really notice it between drones, and I'm not even talking about some of the more expensive ones either. Even things like the Mini 4K and the Mini 2 do seem to have superior footage. So this is going to be an interesting one because it's pretty clogged up with regards to branches and trees. So let's see how it goes. Now this is going to be interesting to see about that. Now I could move it out of the way, but it does look as though it's going to go over it. It's really close. I'm going to fall over here myself. So forget the drone crashing, it's going to be me, isn't it? So if I go this way, oh, don't know, there's another tree there. Oh, we'll go this way. I'm cringing. Come on, there we go, you can do it. You can do it. I don't want another crash. Oh my word. I think you can tell that it's definitely my first flight, because otherwise I'd feel a little bit more confident with this. I'll go this way. Let's see what it does. You do build up confidence over time. Right, here we go. There's me walking into trees, never mind the drone. Come on, you can do it. That's really close to that branch. And we're back out again. And we've bypassed those dog walkers. So here we go. Now, shall I do something that I've never done before? I think so. Let's have a go. What do you reckon? Can it follow me? Surely I've earned another subscriber for that. Oh dear. Here goes. Let's see. I'll do some zigzagging. I'm expecting it to fall at any moment. We'll see. And who knows? Here we go. And have I got it in me again? Let's go. Oh dear, that's enough. Again, I'll do a bit more zigzags. Well, it's finally stopped. The drone landed, hence the cutting off of the video. It's got a red light on there and it says critical battery. So that was an entire flight of the DJI Flip. And do you know, it's done quite well. It'd be interesting to see how it develops with further updates. But for 369 quid, I mean, it's hit a couple of bits and pieces and everything looks in order. It just needs a little wipe perhaps. and it does work really well with this app, the DJI Fly app as well. So I'll be putting it through its paces as well with a real controller and see how cinematic it is. It's still making sounds now. It still wants to go back up in the air, I think, but it did land on its own, so I'm assuming that's the end of that. But I'll give it another charge. If I do find out I'm using it more often, I will get another battery, but for now I'll stick to the one, which is probably what most users would do initially, and then perhaps get an extra battery or two if they fell in love with it. So I'm still on the shelf with it. It seems to have worked really, really well. Be interesting to see the quality compared to the Neo following me through, because as I said before, I love the Neo and how quick and easy it is to get out of the pocket. The letdown is the camera's not quite as good as the other cameras that I do sometimes use for your videos. So I hope you enjoyed the video. Please like and subscribe, especially subscribe, it'd be fantastic. I'm not doing any more running if you don't. To those of you that have, thank you ever so much, and I'll look forward to seeing you on the next one. Might have some surprises coming up. Take care. Bye for now.